All right. What's going on? We are live, y'all. Hold on one second. Jab, talk in the house. Boom. Is this cool? Visible. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe not. I was trying to do something a little different. Did not work. All right. We're going to keep it moving. What's going on, Jab, Talk Nation? We are here in the house. It's your boy Ozeal coming to you live. Decided to go live with this one. No pre-recorded, although I'll probably go back and edit this one. We'll see how it goes. If not, then I'll just leave it on the live stream. Live streaming here on YouTube. So check this out. First and foremost, hope you are having a great week so far. I'm not sure wherever you're at, but I'm in Texas and the weather is nice and cool. So I've been enjoying the weather for a change because if you're in Texas, Texas gets brutally hot. And it's been nice for a change to get some cool weather. So it's been enjoyable, and it's been having a great week. Having a great week so far. So let me go ahead and jump right into today's topic. I wanted to do something different. I'm going to call this Week in Boxing. And this is just basically doing a breakdown on all the things that happened this past week, some of the things that are circulating, some rumors, all the good stuff that I've been catching on YouTube and just commentating on it and sharing it with all of you who have subscribed. So again, if you're a subscriber to the YouTube channel, thank you so much for checking out the YouTube channel, supporting Jab Talk. I'm excited. Frankly, I wish I could be doing this a lot more because I really just enjoy talking and jabbing about boxing with boxing fans, fight fans. And it's just, I wish I could do more. But, if we could do this once a week, that's a goal. Once a week, we'll be able to make it happen. So again, if this is your first time tuning in, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and support your boy Ozeal and Jab Talk. All right, so let's get right to it. This week, what we're going to talk about on this one. Let's go. We got some topics. We got some boxing to talk about, y'all. All right, so first and foremost, I'm going to share with you something that happened this past Saturday. I attended this top-ranked boxing fight between Janibek, and I cannot pronounce these last names, so if y'all watch this, my bad. But Janibek and then Vincenzo Walatieri, who I believe is German. First and foremost, I never heard of these fighters before. First time watching them fight, hearing about them. But I was, hanging out at a hotel, and I actually bumped into some boxers. And I was like, what's going on? And everybody, the whole teams were in the lobby, and they were there just, representing. And they had just finished their press conference like an hour prior to me showing up at this hotel, which I was there for work. And I was like, what's happening? So I went in there and I started seeing all these fighters, and I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, there's a boxing fight by Top Rank Boxing this weekend. And it's going to happen at this new Rosenberg Epic Center, Fort Bend Epic Center, which is a brand new venue here in Texas. And I was like, oh, dope. So checked out the tickets. And of course, it was right down, not too far away from me. And I'm like, let's go and check it out. Let's go and support boxing. And it was great. But I got some tickets. My boy and I went. As a matter of fact, before at the hotel, I bumped into Jacob Stitch Duran, which if he ever stumbles upon this podcast, his YouTube channel, shout out to Stitch. He was a gentleman, and I stopped him for a picture before he left the building, and a really nice man, and told him I was a big fight fan, and really nice guy. So got to meet him. And Saturday, we watched the fight. We went to the venue to watch the undercard. Caught about four fights. The venue was dope. It was great vibes. And I want to say this, like, if you are a fight fan, and I know sometimes you don't have access to it. I know some of the big mega fights are in Las Vegas, but if you have access to watch a boxing fight live, catch a boxing fight live. There's nothing that beats it. I've watched it on TV and I enjoy watching it on TV, but there's nothing like being at a fight and enjoying that live experience. I mean, I love it. Love, 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 love. So definitely support the sport of boxing, support your fighters, and check it out. So I had a great time. Let me talk a little bit about what I witnessed, what I saw. First, I saw this U.S. Olympic silver medalist. His name is Duke Reagan, 8-0, one knockout. He made his debut. It was an eight round featherweight title or fight. I'm sorry, with this boxer named Jose Perez, 11-1 and 5 KOs, and it was some controversy because they gave the fight to Duke Reagan, which I know he was the up and comer, but didn't see. I don't know if you guys saw the fight, but did not see him winning that fight. I thought that Jose Perez definitely won that fight, and a bit of some little robbery, little controversy there. But anyways, saw that fight, and then I saw junior welterweight up and comer Giovanni Marquez, who is the son of former middleweight champion Raul Marquez, and I believe he's also a silver Olympian medalist. And he also put his unbeaten record on the line. He's 6-0 with 4 knockouts. He fought a guy by the name of Nicky Ventone. I believe it was Nicky Ventone. No, my bad. It was not Nicky. It was somebody else. Anyways, he ends up winning the fight by knockout. Great fight. And Giovanni definitely has some skills. He's definitely has some power and has a promising future in boxing. So got to see him fight. And then I saw Richard Torres Jr., who I actually had bumped into the hotel the day before the press conference because, again, I was doing some work there. And I saw him. I've seen him fight before. He looked familiar. I'm like, I think he's a boxer. And sure enough, that was none other than Richard Torres, 6-0, 6 knockouts. And he is a heavyweight. Fought Don Hainsworth, 17-8, and he stopped him, knocked him out. Great fight, really entertaining fight. And then of course we saw Keyshawn Davis and fight Nahir Albright. That fight was, I gotta admit, it was a bit, it was boring to say the least. I'm not sure how you guys feel about Keyshawn Davis. I know there's been a lot of hoopla about Keyshawn Davis. Seems like a really cool cat, good person, good people, but it's a bit underwhelming. Like, it just didn't see the fight being exciting at all. I think Nahir wanted to make it into a fight, and then Keyshawn, kind of a boxer style, didn't want to mix it up, and it was just a bit boring. Just not my cup of tea. But anyways, I think he ended up winning the fight and took that W. And then there was the main event, Janibek versus Waltieri. It was a middleweight title unification bout, which I've never heard of them. And I didn't even know like there was a unification bout. Like, what are you talking about? I know there's way too many belts in boxing, but I was like confused in regards to like where, like, how do these titles emerge? Like, is this a top rank thing? Like, what happened? I've never heard of these people before. But the fight was interesting. The crowd was electrifying. I believe Janibek is from Uzbekistan. And then Thierry, I'm mispronouncing his name, he's German. And there were some Germans in the house and they were pumping him up. And the crowd was electrifying. Like, it was not a massive crowd, but it was a good crowd. And the vibe was there. Had a great time. And Janibek ended up knocking him out, winning the fight. And it was really good. It was a good fight. Good fight. Good times. Good times. So again, if you are a boxing, if you're a fight fan, go attend these boxing fights, y'all. Like, go attend the fights. I think it's nothing beats being there live and checking it out. So highly, highly recommend you go and enjoy and support your favorite boxing fans, and support the sport. All right, let me go ahead and drop out and talk about something else, and I'll switch it up. All right, y'all. The next thing we want to talk about this week in boxing is the Logan Paul and Dylan Dennis. Again, I'm just chopping up names left and right, but it was a fight by DAZN, and some of you are probably already know, so Logan Paul is big social media YouTube star. He defeated Dylan Danis by disqualification in the sixth. Now, I did see a few of the highlights, and of course, you saw there was a big brawl. I'm sure you saw it on social media at the end of the fight. It got nuts. It looked like a wrestling match, and KSI, I believe, fought Tommy Fury on the same card. And that's why I titled this video, this live stream, is Boxing Dead. What I mean by is boxing dead is I don't know how you guys feel, but when I see, and by the way, if you're jumping, I see people coming in. Make sure you comment so that way I can go ahead and show you some love. Make sure you comment. And again, we're talking today this week in boxing. I'm just kind of talking about some of the things I just talked about. The Janovic fight that I saw recently at Top Break Boxing, and then right now I'm talking about the last fight between Logan Paul and Dylan. So say hello in the comment section. We're going to be talking about different topics that's happening this past week. So is boxing dead? What's happening with boxing? Now, I understand that boxing evolves. I understand that things change in the sport and new things are introduced. And I get that the sport is following the money, right? I mean, I believe it's really shaped the way boxers look at taking on big fights. It's also shaped the way, you know, promoters are putting together fights. It really changes the whole sport completely. And what I'm seeing now is when I see these fights, I'm not mad at what they're doing. I mean, I know they're getting their money. I know boxing ultimately is a form of entertainment. But what bothers me about it is that, I grew up watching boxing like many of you did. I love the sport and I respect the sweet science. I respect the hard work and dedication. These boxers from an early stage, from amateur to professional, the hard work they put into becoming professional fighters, prize fighters. And I respect the game. Like I really do. As a fight fan, I really respect what they do. And it's just unfortunate to see boxing head in this direction where I feel like it's not being respected for the craft anymore. Fighters, it's all about money. I think we're seeing more, even high level um, fighters wanting to cash out and just look at it like I'm going to fight this person and just cash out, lay it down. There was a lot of speculation about whether or not Charlo recently with Canelo did that, where he was just like, "Look, I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna go ahead and just take my cash, take the L, and take the cash, and I'm good." And we're seeing that. And even the way I even saw an interview recently, and I won't name drop because it's my platform. I'm going to talk about it, but it was an interview that I saw with Keyshawn Davis, as a matter of fact, who recently fought, and I think he was interviewed by Marcos on Fight Hub, and he had made a comment about, he's seen the trend, and he's like, I feel like I need to go ahead and call somebody big and land my big fight so I can go ahead and cash out and lay it down. Like this is not worth it, and just really unfortunate because I really respect this sport as for the high level professionalism and these athletes that really put their life on their line, that devote to this sport of learning this skill set we call boxing. And it's just really unfortunate to see. And I'm not saying that this is like what all boxers are going. Obviously, we see fighters like Canelo and Tank and others, Crawford, that really grew up in the pedigree of amateur and have been invested in this all their lives. And we see these fighters, and I think it's beautiful whenever they fight each other and they're really devoted to the sport. And then you have people that are coming in that are being over exaggerated and they're being pumped up to be these big boxers, and then they don't deliver. They don't deliver. And then now you got people like Logan Paul and Jake Paul who are hijacking the sport simply for entertainment to get paid really, really well. And they're just putting on backstreet bras on a main screen. And I think, to me personally, I think it is bad for boxing. And I think it's important for fight fans to protect the sport and to make sure that we call it out because, I mean, at the end of the day, people are watching, people are attending these fights. So, at the end of the day, it's still going to be a form of entertainment and it's still going to be there, right? I mean, we've seen it on YouTube, you've seen it on social media, right? These backstreet bras on YouTube, and they're starting their own little boxing clubs and they're showcasing it, and it's entertaining. And I get it. I get it. But do y'all feel like boxing is losing the integrity? Do you feel like boxing is losing the essence of the spirit of what it's supposed to be, which is being professional, champions being cultivated, building up their resume and fighting the best and not making it about money? And I feel like boxing is being tainted by that. And where boxing is going, boxing is going to do its thing. I think there's going to always be boxing. Boxing isn't going to go anywhere. But I do feel like seeing and people gravitate towards the Logan Paul BS and all that. It's a circus. It's a circus. I don't know how you feel, but it's a circus. And it's just really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. So we gotta boxers, promoters, fight fans, we gotta make sure that we support boxing for what it is and support the professional athletes that respect the craft, and I think that's important for us to be able to look at that and voice our thoughts and opinions about that, right? So let me know in the comment section how you feel about that. I didn't see the fight. I just saw the clips, but I just shook my head. It's just really unfortunate to see that. And it's crazy because it's making bukus of money. Like, these people are making money. Logan Paul's, the Jake Paul's, Dylan. I mean, Tommy Fury, really? I feel like he's creating a career based off fighting YouTubers. He's like, oh, I'm going to represent for the boxing community, and I'm going to knock these people out. And I think they went, like, full rounds, all rounds. And it was, I don't know. It's just, this is crazy. Is that where we're going now? Is that where we're going? So anyways, I just want to talk about that. I wanted to talk about the state of boxing. And then, obviously this past week that made some headlines. Logan Paul, the big brawl, KSI, Tommy Fury. I just don't watch that. I don't participate. I will never pay for that. Just want to let you know, DAZN, that you will never get my money from that, because I just think it's a circus, and I want to support true boxing. So, and I feel like sometimes when DAZN, whenever these companies, these promotional boxing companies are promoting this garbage, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what is that saying to the sport of boxing? But it's a money game. It's a money game. So they're going to go where the money's at. So if they know the Logan Pauls and KSIs are bringing in people and they know how to make it, and the press conference are intense and they're throwing things that, it's just, they know how to hype it up. And that's one thing that they do is they know how to hype it up and make it entertaining. And it is what it is. It's just, personally, I just think it's bad for the state of boxing. All right. So that being said, let's talk about some other big news that happened this week. Showtime Boxing no more, RIP. They decided to say no mas to Showtime Boxing. Apparently, they're in talks to partner up with Amazon Prime, but I think that's falling through last time I checked. And then there's some other sources that are saying they're going to be working and they're finding a new home. So Showtime Boxing, obviously, we grew up watching a lot of big fights, a lot of big boxing fights. Obviously, that was a home of Floyd Mayweather and Steven Espinoza, and a few others, Leonard Ellaby, and a lot of major figures in the boxing world. But they'll move on. Boxing, we'll move on and move forward. And there's obviously Tom Break, and there's DAZN and Matchroom Boxing, Golden Boy, and so I think there's going to be another home for Showtime Boxing, hopefully. So we'll see what happens. But that's the big news for this world of boxing, that Showtime Boxing is no mas. So let me know how you guys feel about that. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Do we lose? Do we gain? We'd like to hear your thoughts on that. And then last but not least, I want to talk about Regis Prograis. Did I say it right? Prograis, and Devin Haney. I'm telling you, I'm chopping up the names today, y'all. I don't know what's going on with me. Um, we saw the press conference, checked it out. Speaking of circus, it was just a hollering match press conference of the Prograis strength trainer apparently was yelling the whole time and was yelling at Haney and his dad. And I felt bad for Regis because Regis couldn't really, stand on his own 2 feet and really, talk his talk and talk about his thoughts regarding the fight. And I felt like that strength trainer really kind of overshadowed Regis. And I don't know if that was contrived or that was planned out for them to do that. But I was thinking, where is the trainer at? And why is this man who we've never heard of before hijack and just be disrespectful? Now, I'm all about hyping up the fight. Maybe they were just like, yo, go in there and just hype up the fight. I'm all about hyping up the fight. But do we need all that? Like, do we need all that? Like, I mean, I'm okay with some trash talking, but do we need to have all that? Strength trainer, Regis, check your boy. Check your boy. So it was interesting, but we'll see. It's gonna be a good fight. I think December 9th is gonna be the fight between Regis and Devin Haney. I think it's gonna be a really competitive fight. Regis didn't look good last time. Devin Haney, regardless of what you guys think, did you guys think that he won or lost the fight with Loma? Let me know. I personally saw the fight a couple times, and I thought that Loma won the fight. He got gifted that one, and it was close. It was close. It was competitive, but I did think that Loma won the fight. So we'll see what happens with Regis. Regis is a gritty fighter. I mean, he's actually very talented. He has some good boxing abilities, and obviously he's not afraid of mixing it up. And Devin Haney's been, he's been hit before, and this is gonna be at 140 pounds. I believe it's gonna be Devin's first fight at 140. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he takes the punches. I feel like his body wise, he looks good. He looks big enough for him to be at 140. Looks natural. But we'll see what he does at 140. I think there's gonna be some great fights happening at 140. But I don't know. I'll do a prediction video on that to talk a little bit about my prediction about Regis and Devin. But the press conference went down this past week. Entertaining, a lot of yelling, but it was fun to watch. So we'll see what happens after that. And I think that's pretty much it, y'all. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna make this short and sweet. I just wanted to kind of come in here and do the live thing. Oh, let me go and click this out. Boom, boom. Okay, there we go. Just wanted to go live and just say hello to everybody. And I know this is like a really odd time to go live at noon. I'm sure a lot of you are working and busy with life, but wanted to jump in here and just share my thoughts on this week in boxing. Let me know how I did. Let me know. I mean, was it okay? I feel like I kind of ran through it pretty quickly, and but that it is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening in boxing, a lot of things to talk about, and I'm excited for the month of November. We have some great fights, in November coming up. I know Fury's about to fight, and then we got the Devin Haney fight, and then we got, of course, the big fight, the mega fight, Andrade versus the Mexican monster himself, David Benavidez. And then I believe, which I'm not really interested, Floyd Mayweather is going to be making a fight happen at the end of December. And word has it on the street that it may be against Mikey Garcia. We'll see. I don't know. But I would like to see Mayweather fight a boxer. Like, give us that. And I think it might happen. It might happen. So that's it, y'all. Thanks again for checking out the podcast, for checking out the YouTube channel. Excuse me. If this is your first time, make sure you subscribe. Let's vibe for more content. If there's any videos, suggestions, feedback you would like to give me, feel free to reach out to me. You can also email me at jabjabtalk@gmail.com if you have any topics you would like to share or things I can talk about. And yeah, let's keep it moving and grooving, y'all. Thanks again for checking out Jab Jab Talk. Subscribe, like, hit the notification button. I'll see you next time. Peace.